Welcome to the YouTube channel, The Right Place, where creativity meets calm outdoor living. Today we explore stunning DIY garden art ideas using wood and branches, crafted to spark imagination and turn ordinary yards into soulful spaces. If you enjoy hands-on projects, nature-inspired design, and ideas that feel timeless rather than trendy, this video is made for you. Subscribe to the channel and stay connected for daily inspiration that helps you build beauty right where you live. The beauty of raw wood forms, letting nature guide the design. Raw wood has a visual language that feels honest and grounding. Twisted branches, weathered logs, and textured bark already carry artistic value before any tools are used. By studying the natural curves and grain patterns, you can design garden art that feels organic instead of forced. This approach respects the material and allows imperfections to become the focal point. The result is art that blends effortlessly into the garden environment while still standing out as intentional design. Branch sculptures as living art, free-form designs with balance and flow. Branch sculptures bring movement into the garden even when standing still. By assembling branches in upward or circular compositions, you create visual rhythm that changes with light and shadow. These sculptures can be abstract or loosely inspired by animals, trees, or waves. The key is balance rather than symmetry, allowing the eye to travel naturally. Over time, moss and sunlight add character, making the sculpture feel alive and constantly evolving. Driftwood statement pieces, weathered wood with coastal character. Driftwood offers a soft, sculpted appearance shaped by water and time. Even inland gardens can benefit from its calming presence. Large driftwood pieces can be positioned as standalone art or combined into tall vertical displays. The pale tones contrast beautifully with greenery, creating a peaceful focal point. Using driftwood also tells a story of journeys and transformation, adding emotional depth to your outdoor space. Wooden totems with symbolic meaning, stacked forms that tell a story. Wooden totems made from stacked logs or carved sections create vertical interest and symbolic expression. Each segment can represent an idea like growth, protection, or harmony. You can keep surfaces natural or add subtle carvings and burned patterns. These totems act as spiritual anchors in the garden, drawing attention upward and inviting quiet reflection. Their presence feels ancient yet personal, making them powerful pieces of garden art. Hanging branch mobiles, movement inspired by wind and light. Branch mobiles introduce gentle motion into garden spaces. Lightweight branches suspended at different lengths create shifting patterns as the breeze passes through. When placed near seating areas, They add a meditative quality that encourages stillness. You can incorporate seed pods, shells, or smooth stones to add texture and sound. This type of art changes throughout the day, making the garden feel interactive and alive. Rustic wood animal silhouettes, simple shapes with strong personality. Animal silhouettes cut from reclaimed wood or assembled from branches bring charm and warmth to the garden. These forms do not need fine detail to be expressive. Strong outlines and natural textures do most of the work. Positioned among plants, they appear as quiet guardians of the space. Over time, weathering enhances their character, making them feel like long-time residents of the garden. Vertical branch installations, creating height and visual drama. Tall branch installations draw the eye upward and make gardens feel larger. Bundling branches together or arranging them in radiating patterns creates architectural interest. These installations work well as backdrops for plants or as standalone art features. Light filtering through the gaps creates changing shadows throughout the day. This approach transforms simple materials into dramatic statements without overwhelming the space. Wood slice art panels, celebrating growth rings and time. Wood slices reveal the story of a tree through its growth rings. Arranging slices into panels or wall-style displays turns that story into art. Each slice is unique, offering varied tones and textures. Mounted on fences or freestanding frames, these panels become visual timelines of nature. They invite viewers to slow down and appreciate the quiet beauty of natural history. Branch frames for garden views, turning scenery into artwork. Branch frames highlight specific views within the garden, much like a picture frame highlights a painting. By weaving or fastening branches into rectangular or circular forms, you create windows that focus attention on plants, trees, or sky. These frames encourage mindful observation and change the way the garden is experienced. As seasons shift, the framed view evolves, keeping the art dynamic and meaningful. Sculpted root displays, showcasing underground beauty. Tree roots have dramatic shapes that often go unseen. When cleaned and preserved, they become striking art pieces. Root sculptures can be placed partially above ground to create a sense of emergence and mystery. Their complex forms add depth and intrigue to the garden. Displaying roots celebrates the hidden strength of nature and reminds us that beauty often exists beneath the surface. Burned wood art techniques, adding contrast through controlled fire. Burned wood art uses heat to enhance texture and color. Light charring highlights grain patterns and creates rich contrast without paint. This technique adds a modern edge while still honoring natural materials. Burned designs can be abstract or patterned, depending on your vision. When used outdoors, the darkened wood stands out against greenery and ages gracefully over time. Branch arch sculptures, curved forms that suggest passage. Branch arches create a sense of transition and openness in the garden. Even when not used as walk-through elements, they act as symbolic gateways. Constructed from flexible branches, these arches feel light and airy. They soften hard lines and add gentle structure. The curved shapes invite the eye to move naturally, enhancing the overall flow of the space. Wooden sun and moon motifs, celestial inspiration from nature. Sun and moon designs carved or assembled from wood bring cosmic themes into the garden. These symbols connect the space to cycles of time and light. Simple circular forms with carved rays or crescent shapes are highly effective. Placed where sunlight or moonlight can interact with them, they become poetic reminders of the rhythms that guide nature and life. Layered branch wall art, depth created through overlapping forms. Layering branches on vertical surfaces creates depth and shadow. By overlapping different thicknesses and angles, you build a textured canvas that changes with light. This form of art works well on plain walls or fences, transforming them into organic displays. The layered approach adds complexity without clutter, making it a strong visual anchor within the garden. Carved log characters, personality shaped from simple forms. Carved log characters bring subtle storytelling into the garden. Minimal facial features or body shapes are enough to suggest emotion and presence. These characters feel friendly rather than decorative, adding warmth to the space. As the wood ages, cracks and color changes enhance their expressions. They become familiar figures that invite smiles and quiet moments of connection. Floating branch installations, illusion of weightless design. Floating branch installations use hidden supports to create the illusion of branches suspended in air. This unexpected presentation adds a sense of wonder. The contrast between solid wood and apparent weightlessness captures attention. Positioned above ground plants, these installations feel dreamlike. They challenge expectations and show how simple materials can create powerful visual experiences. Wood and stone combinations, natural contrast in texture and weight. Combining wood with stone creates balance between warmth and solidity. Branches can cradle stones or logs can be paired with stacked rock bases. This contrast highlights the unique qualities of each material. The combination feels grounded and timeless, echoing natural landscapes. Such pieces bring harmony and strength to the garden while remaining visually calm and intentional. Abstract branch towers. Vertical expression through repetition. Abstract branch towers are built by stacking or binding branches in repeated patterns. The repetition creates rhythm and unity. These towers act as sculptural landmarks within the garden. Their abstract nature allows viewers to interpret them freely. Light, shadow, and weather continuously reshape their appearance, ensuring the artwork never feels static or finished. Wooden wind interaction art. Designs shaped by natural forces. Some wood art is designed to interact with wind rather than resist it. Flexible branch elements that sway or rotate bring sound and motion into the garden. This interaction makes nature a collaborator in the artwork. Each breeze creates a new moment, reinforcing the idea that the garden is a living space rather than a fixed display. Reclaimed timber story pieces, giving old wood a new voice. Reclaimed timber carries history in its marks and wear. Turning it into garden art honors that past while giving it new purpose. Cracks, nail holes, and faded surfaces add character. When shaped into sculptural forms, the wood tells a layered story. These pieces feel meaningful and sustainable, connecting personal creativity with environmental awareness. Branch weaving techniques. Interlaced designs for organic texture. Weaving branches together creates strong, yet flexible structures. This technique produces intricate patterns that feel handcrafted and intimate. Woven branch art can be flat or dimensional, depending on the design. The interlacing process mirrors natural nests and shelters, giving the art a primal quality. The result is texture-rich work that invites close inspection. Minimalist wood forms. Simplicity as a design statement. Minimalist wood art focuses on clean lines and restrained shapes. A single branch positioned thoughtfully can be more powerful than complex arrangements. This approach emphasizes negative space and proportion. In a garden setting, minimalist forms create calm and clarity. They allow plants and light to share the stage, resulting in balanced and elegant outdoor compositions. Seasonal wood art displays, designs that evolve through the year. Wood and branch art can be adapted to reflect seasonal changes. Rearranging pieces or adding natural elements like leaves or seed pods keeps displays fresh. This adaptability encourages ongoing creativity. Seasonal displays help the garden feel responsive and alive. The art becomes part of the yearly rhythm, changing alongside weather and growth rather than remaining fixed. Story-driven garden installations. Art that reflects personal narrative. Garden art becomes most powerful when it tells a personal story. Using wood from meaningful places or trees adds emotional depth. Arranging pieces to represent journeys, memories, or values turns the garden into a narrative space. Visitors sense intention even without explanation. This type of art transforms the garden into a reflection of identity and experience. Community-inspired wood art ideas, shared creativity, and collective expression. Wood and branch projects can bring people together. Collaborative installations invite shared effort and diverse ideas. Each contributor adds a unique touch, creating layered meaning. Community-inspired art strengthens connection to place and people. In the garden, these pieces represent cooperation and shared creativity, making the space feel welcoming and inclusive rather than purely decorative. Conclusion: creating timeless garden art, letting wood and branches speak. Stunning DIY garden art ideas using wood and branches remind us that beauty does not require complexity or excess. By listening to the material and working with nature rather than against it, you create art that feels timeless. These ideas encourage patience, observation, and respect for natural form. As you experiment, your garden becomes a living gallery shaped by creativity and care. Thank you for watching and growing with us at the right place.